dude, stop whining. Like,
Yeah,
really?
Unbelievable. Stop. So, like, your family member was part of a false flag terror attack that brought in the New World Order and created an Orwellian state here in America. Stop whining. Stop whining.
Oh, my God.
Stop selling out your country, you pig-faced bastard.
And he does kind of look like a pig,
He
too.
does.
He really
I'm
does.
glad you chimed in on that because he is a pig man, both physically and intellectually. Son of a fuck.
All right, well, check out another clip from
we got
Glenn
more,
Beck.
folks.
We got
We're
more.
not done. Now, here's more Glenn Beck for you. We don't even need to interject.
Yeah.
Here's Glenn Beck for
Here
you.
he is.
Hi, Kathy. Go ahead.
Hi, Cap. Yeah, that's right, Glenn. I think you better pick your head up and put it back on your shoulders because it's
Yes.
rolling all over the ground right now.
Yes.
We've got people out there that are really sick that do need health care.
Oh,
and
my
when
goodness.
people like you
Yes.
turn around and subject people to this kind of rhetoric that
Oh, my
don't
goodness.
have insurance because they
Wait.
can't afford it and they've been laid off.
I know.
Where do they get it?
Where do they get
You know,
it?
your family, let me
Yes.
tell you something, Glenn.
Yes.
Obviously, nobody in your family has had an illness that they couldn't
My
get
family
treated
has
for.
never, ever had an illness. You're right. And anybody, you know what, Kathy, you
I
are
didn't
so
say
right.
never had an illness. I
That they
said
couldn't pay
never
for
had
it? Let me just tell you something. You are right. I read in the story all the time about the people who are dying on the streets because they can't go to a hospital and get health care. You're exactly right. We are letting people die left and right in this country.
Can't afford anymore.
Oh, we can't afford anymore. So
They
you must,
can't
of course,
afford it.
be.
They're going broke.
Oh, they
They're
can't
closing
afford
their
it.
doors.
Right,
And
you're
a lot
right,
of
and that's
hospitals
why
do
the
not treat
country
people
can
without-
afford it. The country can afford it. Don't worry about that going broke. Don't worry about
Only
that.
industrial country in this world
that
doesn't have health care. What the hell is
And
wrong
we
with
are
you?
the only country in the world where leaders come from every other country to get health care when they can't get the right kind of health care in their own country. We have presidents, we have prime ministers, we have speakers of the parliament in Australia that can't get the prostate treatments and have to come to this country to get it. So you're right. We should adapt all of those things. And Canada has a great health care. That's why people are suing. That's why in Canada they have a lottery. They have a lottery system. Who gets to go see a doctor this month in Canada? Go ahead.
How about the Netherlands, Glenn?
How about the Netherlands?
Yeah, how about France and Italy where you just go in and sign a paper?
You're right.
And the doctors
You
don't
are
have to
so-
fight with the insurance companies.
Tell me, Kathy, about the insurance program that they do have in France. Tell me about it.
There are people that go over there
Mm-hmm.
and they are on vacation. If they have a problem, all they have to do is walk into the clinics or the hospitals and sign their name. The doctors do not have to be bothered signing insurance forms.
So in other words, a person. Hang on, I want to make sure I understand. So a non-citizen can go over to a hospital and walk in and get emergency treatment. That never happens here.
I'm asking you a logical question. And
I'm giving you a logical answer.
You don't have logic.
You're right.
Where's your logic? What would you do? I'm asking you, what would you do to change this healthcare system for the better? After all, every time you people bring up costs, you don't care about the trillions of dollars to bail out the banks and all the credit card companies.
Kathy, get off my phone! Get off my phone, you little pinhead! I don't care. You people don't care about the trillions. Get off my phone!
Get off! Oh my God!
Bitch. What a bitch.
And it's funny that the callback is the actual clip because that's what we did to Britt when we were like, "Get off our phone! Just get off!" But yeah, so this is the human being that you have to deal with on the radio, on your TV.
That is a
multi-millionaire.
That is a glimpse into the psyche of one Glenn Beck. The man who many of you seem to admire and adore because of his ability to wear a costume and present a speech to you in D.C.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the thing, like,
that's who he is.
Well, and here's an interesting. I don't know. This is going to come out of like left field almost because believe it or not, Lou and I do prepare for these podcasts in weird ways.
We do,
but
in our own special way. We do.
If you put and now this is what you're dealing with, people. Like, wake up. If you put James Cameron and Glenn Beck in a room with one another, they would kill each other.
Sure.
But they're the same douche.
Working for the same corrupt system.
Right, exactly. And that's what people need to realize. Like, your heroes, James Cameron, Glenn Beck,
They're
same
all
douche.
cut from
like,
the same
they're all-
douche tree.
Yes, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, you think like, oh, well, I'm cool, I follow Glenn Beck. Or I'm cool, I follow James Cameron.
Seemingly opposing one another.
Seemingly.
While in fact, you're sucking at the same erect penis of the New World Order.
Exactly.
Sorry. How does it taste?
Bum, bum, bum.
Fail.
We really need to get like one of those like, like
Car crash sound. Car crash sound.
yeah. Like that's the next step for Save the World Radio is to get like clips that we can play all the time of sound effects, and like we're gonna look, this is only 8. This shit is going to blow up soon. You have no idea.
10th anniversous edition's coming up real soon.
It's right around the
Y'all
corner.
didn't forget, did you?
Yeah.
Because it's going down.
It's going
Chris
down.
Novoselic, guest speaker.
Jerry Seinfeld will be here.
Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison.
You thought he died, but he's going to be on Save the World Radio.
Hell, there might even
people
be...
come out. They make do. I don't care if you're in the grave. You make time for Save the World Radio.
There might even be a reenactment of a Ghostbusters scene or two. Like, you never know what
it's been
you're
known
going
to
to
happen
get.
in the past. Who knows?
You never know what you're going to get on Save the World Radio. But back to this ass clown, because that's what he is.
He is.
He is a world-class ass clown.
He's a Buffoonasaurus. A Buffoonasaur.
Buffoonasaurus Rex.
Oh, Jesus
but-
God.
Yeah, I mean, do you realize like what you're doing when you're listening to this guy? This is what this guy thinks and believes. He might tone it down occasionally. Like, why didn't you, all you Glenn Beck listeners, after these 2 clips that we just played for you, why didn't you not change the channel and never turn it back?
Immediately never turn it back, because that's what I would do when I heard someone saying such horrendous things. You must understand, you don't need these parasites anymore.
No.
You don't need to choose between which mainstream media sellout whore piece of dog shit you'd like to follow the most. You don't have to follow Stephen Colbert and his everything's a joke mentality. You don't need to follow Glenn Beck and I'm going to have a hard line on this topic even though I'm vague and ambiguous and no one really knows where I stand routine.
Right.
You don't need to follow any of that. Come back to the real world. Come back to YouTube, as much as it hurts to say, because that's where reality transpires.
Well, when it's when it's not a
unless you're
keyboard
watching
cat.
a hamster playing piano.
Yeah.
Do the right search on YouTube and you will see reality. You, my friends, are empowered. You don't need these charlatans. You don't need a tour guide. You don't need an interpreter to reality anymore.
And you know what, that's a good point that not a lot of people, well, obviously they don't bring it up because we are just a small thing in someone's basement.
Sure.
But like with the internet, like
This is global.
longer
Like this is
and
worldwide
you don't
at
need
all times.
You know what? Like whatever, 25 years ago, you needed Walter Cronkite. You
needed these arbitrators, these gatekeepers.
Right. Yeah. But now you do not need these people. They are unnecessary. They're
and
a
that's
dinosaur.
what frightens. Let's be clear. That's what frightens the New World Order.
And
we don't need them anymore, friends.
yes, and you know what? And that's why these people get more and more sensationalistic, and they get more like saying ridiculous. And because you notice like stuff has become more hardline.
Sure.
It's all like extreme left, extreme right. There's no person that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like that.
Except for Alex Jones and others who makes